It's my season. It's your season. One of my favorite songs right now is It's Working by William Murphy. And in the song, he has lyrics that really speak to winning, to being successful, to recognizing that right now you're going through a good point in your life. In the song, he says, everything is working together for my good. And he also talks about this is my season for grace and for favor. Recognizing that right now, this very moment in my life, I'm winning. Not because of me, but because of the grace and the favor of God. Because God is blessing me beyond anything I could ever imagine, beyond my wildest dreams. And I'm thankful for it. It sort of reminds me of a time where you're untouchable, where you're unstoppable. Everything you touch turns to gold. Everything that you conceptualize and everything that you try to implement works. Everything is working. Feel like you just can't lose. Can't be beat. And I think we ought to celebrate those times. We ought to celebrate when we're in our season a little more and not focus so much on the struggle. Because at times I think we either glamorize or romanticize the struggle. Where if a person's not going through a storm or if you're not climbing up the rough side of the mountain, then you're not winning or you're not accomplishing anything. And life is much more than that. God is blessing us so much on a larger scale than just through a storm or up a rough side of a mountain or whatever. And those things are real, no doubt about it. Everybody that I know, myself included, has gone through some storms, some trials and tribulations in our life. But by the same token, we've also had our season. We've had times in our lives where we're winning, we're successful, we're reaching for greatness, and things are working in our favor. So I want to take a couple minutes, not too much time, and talk about that season, the season when we're winning. My first point is very simple. In order to appreciate being in your season of success, where God's grace and favor and His guidance and His love is watching over you, in order to appreciate that, first thing is you have to recognize when you're in your season. Understand that it's the grace of God that has you winning, has you successful, has you being at your very best. It's not luck. It's not by chance, not an accident, nothing but the grace of God. So recognize that and be thankful because of it, knowing that you're in your season. My second point is this. When you're in that season and you recognize it, learn to appreciate it. Appreciate the season of success, season where you're winning, of greatness, where things are working in your favor, where things are working for your good, for your benefit. You got to appreciate that. Honor God, give thanks, understanding that, but by His grace, you could be going through a storm. You could be struggling right now, but you're not. You're in a season. You're victorious right now. Which leads to my last point. My last point is always remembering that we are here to serve others. We are blessed to be a blessing. So when you're in your season, when you're experiencing success, when you're reaching for greatness, and you're at your very best, bring somebody else along. Help somebody else. Help somebody else understand that they can be great, to discover the greatness that's already inside of them. Understand that where their blessings come from, how they can be successful, how they can reach their season, how they can be successful, and how they can win. What good is it to be successful, to be winning, to be in a season of victory, and not help somebody else? Like I said, we spend too much time focusing on the storm. And though the storm is real and it's important, it's also important to recognize when we're winning, when we're successful, when we're great because of God's great love, because of His mercy, and because of His grace. When you're in your season, you have to celebrate it. Recognize the season, celebrate it, and help somebody along so they can experience their season and they can walk in the favor and the grace and the mercy of God.
This is my season. for grace, for what else? For favor. This is my season